pick. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
You
Reserve
don't
time.
really have man up heroes just yet. Like, the Clockwork gets in position to man
Radiant
up,
team
but
pick.
Aerith
5 seconds
and Night Stalker
remaining.
on supports, and they'll swap it. They're going to be a mid Lina and a safe lane quad, because Lina relies on less instances of damage against the Viper. And the reason that's important, of course, is because Corrosive Skin will return damage a lot. It does a lot of damage over time, and through little pinpricks that don't seem to hurt much, but when that ability is maxed out, it's really annoying to even try to Shadow Strike. Usually Quintapain won't bother. So instead of bringing the Lina, relying on dots, and that will give her a good start there. So, mid Lina, it looks to be, and then that would of course leave the safe lane to the Queen of Pain. That means the supports do have to roll a lot. I think we'll see the early smoke coming out from either the Skywrath or the Night Stalker, so they can start ganking, because they don't want to stick to a lane. They're leeching half of Queen of Pain's experience. She's not really having the best of time. They want to be active on the map and finding pickoffs and kills early. So we'll see a quick pause here. Hopefully we don't have perfect world issues, because since everything's paused, I wouldn't know if there were those issues, and then I would have a remake after you guys have just sat through a pause. But I think we're good. I hope we're good. Anyways, to talk about the lineups a little bit, early game rotations are going to be stronger from the Radiant side, from Insane Buster. Dire side's status quo is better, though. I would say if they just get to stick to their lanes and nothing shifts, Dire just win out 2 out of 3 lanes easily, and then they can build up the Emperor Spirit as they go along. But if there's a lot of smoke movement, if there's a lot of gank action, especially for the first night, then I can still see I taking the early game away, and then building momentum. The Clockwork is probably going to go for a TP forward and drop a ward somewhere around here, and we'll see. That's the only reason you would go for a level 1 TP is to either scout out a bottom ward or place down a top one, so we'll see that come out pretty quickly. There he goes. And all his items are purchased as well, or at least almost all of them. So he's gonna go ahead and do his own little thing here, as an obs and a sentry. And it was just place the obs in a pretty innocuous position, just one where he gets good intel towards who's going to where, sees the Ancient Person maybe going for a double, and knows that it's safe to leech from this position, that kind of stuff. Doesn't cover the top rune, but doesn't need to in this case. Alright, we're going to be seeing the way led by Ember Spirit. If he hides behind this tree line, he might still catch this Queen of Pain off guard. She has Blink available to her, but if it's Searing Chains, that means nothing, and they're just going to burst her down. Oh, what a combo. That is not where you want to be sitting as a Queen of Pain. You want to be sitting about here. As any hero at level 1, you have to be able to see the flank coming in here, as well as the direct line here. If you're walking around trees when they could be anywhere, then you're probably feeding, and that obviously costs them quite a bit. Now we'll see a very interesting little sentry here. Won't be countered by any of the southern D-wards, but will be countered by any of the northern ones. And then we have this one here, which will be blocking off the hard camp. I think their intention behind this is to fake that there is a ward here in the magic bush, and they're gonna go ahead and get somebody to de-ward here. I think that might just be out of... If they put the sentry ward just outside of the magic bush, they might miss both, but more likely they'll have it just inside range for the sentry ward and miss the ops. At least that's my impression, but we'll have to see. Sentry wards right now are on the clockwork, at least one of them was. The other one LT has on the Skywrath.
Mine!
Other than that, not too much to talk about, other than the Bane actually picking up a Null Talisman. That's actually pretty interesting. We're still going to be seeing the Viper take the core role, but the Bane has picked up a very greedy, selfish item, and that's the Null Talisman. A lot of mana to work with, but less than you would get through Clarities, and it looks like he just wants to bully this Lina as hard as possible. But LT's here, and he can bring in the Arcanes, and Brain Set pretty much nullifies that early. Wow, low armor Skywrath already taking a lot of pot shots here, but Ice losing out on these trades, and he's going to have to not only tango, get another Brain Sap off soon if he wants to keep active. Sentry, I think that's just outside of the range of the Observer Ward on the high ground. Quite unfortunate. Top is going to be 1v1 here, Clockwork versus Slardar. Probably Slardar happy about this situation. He can do fine in the 1v1, and although Clockwork might be able to frustrate him a bit if he goes for the Battery Assault max, it's definitely not going to be a situation that Slardar has too many issues with, which is a faster animation than Battery Assault takes, so he should be able to be fine even in up close and personal, especially when he's got creeps behind him. So he crushes him, he's actually doing a lot of harassment damage, and while this should not kill the Clockwork, Cog under tower, they'll create some issues. In the meantime, Ancient Apparition, Ember Spirit, did not expect them to be down bottom, honestly. It does give them the nice matchup up top, but what we have down bottom instead is a pretty under-leveled AA. Getting to level 2 now, he'll get the Cold Feet, and they'll try to chain that up with the Searing Chains, but if you Searing Chain the Queen of Pain, then you're gonna disable her blink for that time period, but she's still gonna be able to blink out of the cold. That won't actually trigger. 4 seconds is just a little bit too long, no matter what Ember does. Set it up. Ice covering the top rune spawn. And for the bottom one, it is going to be a region rune for the Bane. Pretty lucky for him.
No.
Viper probably doesn't want to go for a bottle here. So, just going to go for the boots and use that to his advantage. Up top here, Slardar is 8-2. Beyond doing some real good work. And Clockwork, 8-3, not too shabby. And they actually think there's a vision on the high... They know there's vision on the high ground because how those attacks went through. They don't actually realize how far away it is. They say, okay, well the sentry missed, so they can't have any wards right around here, but little do they know, they barely missed one, and they're probably going to waste the sentry here too. So Slardar's actually punishing Savior pretty hard here. Beyond's doing good work. Ember Spirit taking some hits here on bottom lane. There's going to be a Nightmare to help them out, but they need to deny. They don't get to deny. It's going to be First Blood. Oh no, it is! It is a die. Absolutely. Ancient Apparition getting that. The exclamation point didn't pop up because of probe. But in the end, it is First Blood denied. Now Brain Sap should be sure, and that is going to be First Blood obtained. Oh wait, no, First Blood was on the Queen of Pain initially with the level 1, so... Whatever. Second Blood obtained. No spelled by ID, as there is that nice little eye there. I thought there was a ward on the high ground for some reason. Some auto attacks or some Dragon Slaves that shouldn't have hit, but either way, they are incorrect. So yeah, Shadow's definitely the focus here. IB really want to punish him and bring him down quickly, but in the meantime, this leaves the Viper to dominate the mid-match of 22-10 over 12-1, and things aren't going to get better for Lina. They're going to get worse. We're going to see level 6 on the Viper before the Lina, and at that point she can barely come to the lane. Paul, well, however, at nighttime 1-1-1 with boots, you can expect him to start getting involved. His reward will maybe be the saving grace for the Viper. Depends if the Night Stalker tries to flank here. Down bottom though, we're going to see a Nightmare set up onto the Queen of Pain. The Searing Chains actually didn't hit. At least I don't believe they did. They're only 1 second in duration, so there's a chance I missed it. But either way, Not getting the kill they look for there. That's a lot of mana expended.
No, you don't.
For poking and prodding against the DD rune, but we're gonna see an opportunity here. Concussive shot. Oh, he just barely sprints away. Down bottom. Looking for another one, but not gonna be doing more than poking or under tower. Stardart is playing with fire here, but it looks like he'll be okay. LT's just too low to do anything more than just put out 2 long-range spells. There it is. Gonna be this in the concussive, the void, maybe the cripple if appropriate, but beyond under tower, no mana. Doesn't matter. He doesn't get the crush here, the magic stick before going down. But Savior is the one who would be dropping low to the brain sap. One more right click, he gets it. He gets the kill. Gareth, however, slipping just into the fog of war, so Bane couldn't finish him off. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 despite a much more expensive trip to the top lane for Insane Buster. They sat 2 supports behind the Clockwork for a very long time. Just with a quick TP, they're able to turn around. Now though, they do have know that the Ember's farming top. Maybe they have a new avenue of attack now that he's kind of defense up there. Ancient Emperor will make his long walk there, no boots. He's actually playing 5 position AA, and they have a Bane. I find that very interesting. No talisman to start, made AA buy all the starting items, and now they've got boots and Mango up on the Bane. And they really just don't want this AA to get farmed. They don't care if he gets a Midas, an Aghanims, anything more than maybe an Urn Shadows. You know, now that the Lina is farming the jungle instead against the Viper with Viper Strike. He needs to get her level 6. He can be as menacing as the Viper himself. Viper with 3 points of Corrosive Skin, then will pretty effectively shrug off the Laguna Blade unless there's something else behind it. Observer Ward, placed behind. I don't believe the Radiant saw that, but Night Stalker has a lot of vision, so it's possible. Either way though, it's for now, giving them good intel if the Night Stalker moves away. This is a great ward even in darkness, is one of the best things. Even when darkness is active, walking down that juncture will be very telegraphed. Ardar with only Tranquils and Sprint, maybe wants to get involved here on the Lina. They can start off with the Viper Strike and make it maybe a 4 versus 3 on mid. Time Lina just wants her Arcane Boots, it looks like. She'll have it. Buckler and Headdress already up for the Viper, though. Already really far ahead in net worth. 3,500 over the Lina's 27. Pain's not doing too well either. 2,400. I guess it looks worse than it is. She's only 100 gold behind 3rd place. But yeah, she's been struggling a little bit here in the laning phase. Gonna have to rebound with this ultimate. Maybe goes for a TP Sonic Wave here as they go in for the crush. They miss the crush and they get hooked under tower. This would be a great TP for the Queen of Pain. Here we go. Sion's gonna be killed off. The Ember looking to just push top in the meantime. Basilius on. Go Betsy, go. Alright, so bottles up for Shadow. He's not actually pushing. They're just gonna let Night Stalker, Daywalker walk up and hang out here, leak some long-range XP. You know, with another pretty important room. Before it was the double damage. Still got poked at by the Viper a little bit, but now it's got the Invis, and that's some kill potential with the
top
right light
tower
strike.
is under attack.
Shouldn't be any detection on wings either. No, not a little bit. This should be the death of somebody here on top lane. We do see 2 people moving in. Beyond wants that jump, but he doesn't have it. Oh, okay. Just going in. Light Strike Array. Or no, just the Dragon Flip and Laguna, and that's a kill. And Shadow's looking to go under tower with 2 allies flanking in, but Beyond only gets a 2-man down under tower. And that's not going to be enough here. This was a very ill-fated engagement here as they lose 3 for absolutely nothing. Starting off by losing the Ancient Apparition just from the Invis Lina. Really harsh aspect of that. Just Dragon Slayer and so much burst damage. And on top of that, they're really trying to set up for like a 4 versus 1 or 4 versus 2 under tower without smoke play. Instead, they break early on the Clockwork and they get just punished really heavily. I think Innocence should just kind of hang back until he gets to 6 now. He really needs to have Ice Blast, at least level 1 to be effective. Viper, on the other hand, is getting his effectiveness is handed to him just by creep after creep. 62 CS, only one kill to his name, but he suddenly has a 9.5-minute lead. That's outstanding. This guy is going to be so hard to kill. They're going to have to drop the Mystic Flare on him along with Laguna. Like 2 ultimates forced every single time they want to kill him. It's not like they can like burst him down before he pops a mechanism. They don't have anything more than mini stuns right now. So the shot is like a second, I think, but overall he's always going to get that mechanism out. His EHP is through the roof now. If he goes Trans-Mech point booster with that max corrosive, he's just going to slip through almost anything. AA is 6-2. But overall, Soul Ring Arcane's really good for the Lina. It implies that she might want to go for the Bloodstone build since you can disassemble the Arcanes and have that item very soon. But no matter what she ends up going with, she's looking for levels more than anything else. She really needs to get level 2 Laguna and find kill momentum. Skywrath finds a 6, so pretty solid there. The Viper is unafraid of it. So obviously this is a choice, right? Like the Lina has not rushed out Eul Scepter, although that is generally the build. And that means that she isn't going to have as much catch potential. She's going to be relying on the Clock, the Knocker, the Skywrath. Speaking of going right in, Clockwork goes in, gets the cogs on the Viper, who's inside, but look how tanky he is! Defensive Nightmare, Magic Wand Mech, it takes so much to bring him down, but still down he will go, and Shadow might fall with him, not even getting the last hit on Seer. So with all 5 heroes committing everything they have, they kill 3, limp away with low HP. That could have been a bit of a turnaround if there was the Blink Slaughter available, but obviously not only is gun not there, but doesn't have that important item to counter gameplay happen. So when it comes to the bigger fights here, or at least the quick picks, IB are very favored. They're making really good rotations, they're getting good size attacks, they're using their smoke much more effectively than that of Wings. We see smoke, however, is now out of stock only, one on the Night Stalker, 1 on the Skywrath. They actually have a lot left in the tank here. And I believe Night Stalker will just work towards the Hand of Midas next. So very juicy kills. Wings now kind of on the back foot. Even tanky as you feel Viper. Not great if they throw every spell in the book at you.
Under attack.
They Guna'd, they Mystic Flared, and they Sonic Waved him. I love the hook shot, started it all off. Sometimes you get all the hatred at you and there's nothing you can do to withstand. And not when everybody else is kind of a backline hero. The Slaughter obviously isn't, but still looking to find his true involvement this game. Yeah, it is a Bloodstone build from Luna. The self-heal won't be really realized if the Ice Blast is still in play, but I guess his hope is that the duration of 8 to 10 seconds will be expiring before that comes into play. And of course, the reduced death timer is always good in this kind of situations. Double no talisman on the Skywrath Mage. Is Viper going for Midas? I was just thinking about this. I saw the potential threats. Oh, Ancient Apparition might be denied here. Oh, okay. They're just going to try to wait it out, but it's too hard. That is a level 2 Shadow Strike after all. So they don't go for the attack deny, and the Bane's Nightmare will fail. Top, we're going to see a hookshot come through here onto the Ember Spirit. Silence up, being nuked down, but might be able to slip through. No! The Silence is level 3. If he wasn't maxing Silence here, the Flame Guard would come out and he'd try to jump away. But because of the max Silence, there's no hope of the Ember Spirit at all. We will see, however, a Nightmare comes down, amping up the Crush so they can Brain Sap for the kill, and that is going to be a very nice combo there.
Queen of Pain.
4 to 10 is your kill score. At least they're finding some kills on the side of Wings, but IB just seem to be doing it better and cleaner. Now it's going to be a Vanguard
is under attack.
for the Clock. Could turn that into a Crimson, which would be very effective this game. In the meantime, of course, they're going to look at Roshan. Wings have the amp damage, so it makes it definitely possible, but the Rocket Player has scouted out already what their intentions are. It just comes down to whether or not they can do anything about it. Half HP already. They'll commit for the slam. That is a tough call, but They go, they get
They
get slammed on, and now it's gonna be Night Stalker trying to move in, see what he can do. It looks like they're just too little too late though. They're all in on this Roche, they will make it, and now they're just gonna try to cut them off and retreat. The Clods are in perfect position to knock back Shadow here, and he's just gonna have to stump on out of there. In the meantime, the Fiend's Grip will lock down Savior. Sonic Wave only hits on one, so things not all fine and dandy for IB, as now Viper comes right back up, and they're on the run. Shadow Hasted just does so much work as they run down the Night Stalker, and Lena just combos up hard on the Slardar. But although she gets herself a nice little killing spree, that's going to be fed immediately away to none other than the Viper for 360 gold. Oh, Wings getting a lot out of that Roshan, not only the kill itself, but using the Aegis to effect immediately thereafter. So I like the idea of IB waiting and just getting them when they try to leave the pit, but unfortunately, like, the Sonic Wave wasn't on the mark, and that haste rune did so much for Shadow there. And I think the Sonic Wave goes a bit differently. You can clean up the lineup a lot easier, but I mean, they were all clumped up in this tiny little circle, and you hit one guy with it. It really just isn't enough. Now the Slaughter has his blink as a result of that fight, and 0-4-3 is about to be turned around. This may look bad beyond not being able to pick up any kills himself. Only assisting on 3 of the 7 is claimed, but he is about to really up the ante in terms of kill participation. And we see that the Viper doesn't go for Midas. I was thinking because he went the gloves before the belt that he wasn't looking for treads as much, but he definitely wants to tank up, soak up all the damage. But he will be going for Yasha thereafter.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Night Stalker should be going for my
Radiant
stuff.
structures are fortified. Dire's
That's a
middle
little bit annoying,
tower is under
but
attack.
shouldn't stop them from finishing off the tower here unless Slaughter can
Dire's middle tower
quite a
has
play,
fallen.
but they observe a ward without him out, and they wouldn't be caught so easily. Summer Cape up for Bane, not too bad at all. He's been doing really well this game, 5-2, and overall had great success in his early movement. I don't have a ward up here though, so the Queen of Pain booking up with allies and for a nice quick pick.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
No matter how tanky you are, these 3 heroes have some kill potential. They should find at least one person. It looks like this easy kill, the Ember the tough one. We'll see how much they really want to try for it. Dire still don't see in this area, but Ember Bane hiding.
Coming in.
So it looks like they'll just break it from here. LD reveals himself, and the other 2 are going to be a smoke expiration very shortly. Viper in the meantime did take on a tier 1 tower bottom. And that's about it. Just the Wings playing very carefully while Sunny are missing. Yeah, looking for an opportunity here on the Daywalker. Wants Midas, but at the cost of his life, it looks like it's now be hit by the Ice Blast clutch and finish off. And this doesn't even create an opportunity top. Like normally you would, as soon as they go bottom, you see a tower dive top, but they really don't commit much of anything. And the starter could easily TP, but we're still going to see the hook shot come through. They're going to get the silence. Even the Glimmer Cape is not going to be able to keep Shadow alive through all this damage. That's a full 50% mitigation, but he's going to buy back, jump top, and get the Searing Chance onto Savior. Very nice there. Beyond the very low life. Looks like he gets glimmered for sure. We're going to see a jump try to go off the Queen of Pain. The Ice Fortress is slightly off the mark. What? Deny! Don't deny! Oh, nearly killing an ally. Need to be, but still checking for the balance of positioning. A great rotation from Wings. Cost them buyback. They still profit as a whole. And good movement there. So squishy in Ember Spirit that you can put this item on that gives you 45% added magic resist, putting up to I think like 50% in there, and they'll just eat the full Mystic Flare. It doesn't work out the way you want it. It's all multiplicative, so like the Glimmer's still really good against Ancient Seal. It's not nullified by it entirely, but at the same time,
Radiant's
just too
top tower
squishy.
is under attack.
Jack needs to build up a full.
Dire's middle tower
He wants a
is
Battle
under
Fury,
attack.
but can he really afford to go it with all this silence? I would say no. I would go Manta. Get rid of at least one of the 2 silences every fight. So Viper's got himself a Yasha. He might go do the same thing. Risk chance more than anything else.
Is here.
There were a couple items I'd want to talk about. We do have Ags approaching on Queen of Pain. We do have Bloodstone. Oh, we're gonna see a little engagement here. It looks like it's just a Slaughter going too far forward here. Blink on cooldown, gets caught out. I'm gonna chase here, find an opportunity on the Bane. He's gonna Nightmare, and it looks like he'll be fine. Shot is available, but range is not there. We're all gonna TP top instead, where Lina's going in, where they will follow up, but and I think Shadow will be focused down. Gets caught, gets killed. No, they tried to turn that, but Viper very quickly realizes how much of a losing situation that is. And unfortunately, Innocence still looks to have his blood shed. That's going to be the Midas on the Night Stalker, as well as the Crimson Guard finish
Radiant's
on
middle
the
tower
Clockwork.
is under
Really like that item this game.
Dire's
I mean,
top
Sleight of
tower is
Fist,
under attack.
the relatively low damage but fast hitting Viper, even the Slardar, who relies on more on attack speed than attack
Dire's top
damage.
tower
All these
has
heroes
fallen.
are mitigated really heavily when they're up against block effects like the Guard. So you're going to see, like, unless the Nether Toxin is getting a huge bonus, you're actually going to see heroes hitting for like 50 damage. No more than 70 from the Guard. They will, however, blow a lot on that illusion. Feeling very confident, feeling a lot of momentum here, so they're just gonna go ahead and take every opportunity in mind. But in the end, not the end of the world. Ice, down. I'm trying to keep forest farming safely. And in fact, we're beyond the enemy jungle, killing mudbones, so really just trying to find the safest place to hide. Yeah, pinging out a lot of wards that they know very mysterious. I mean, they do have a ward here. So that was only really placed, and actually it might be confusing the two colors. The olive color or gray, kind of similar to the yellow color, so it's a possibility that I'm thinking of the wrong team. Either way, we have Beyond actually going for a crush here on Lina. This just unorthodox jungle farming pattern has actually netted them an ace level here. That will end up being a suicide via Bloodstone. Hookshot will cancel the team of Beyond. Crush will not get him away here, unfortunately. That is going to be another attempt to deny. I don't think they saw that, but even still, they go ahead and immediately back out, losing the Slardar for the Lina's Bloodstone charges. A lot of really aggressive Observer wards here for the Radiant, and yeah, it looks like those were Radiant pings, as there is not any denying coming into play at all. Shadow is now completely under IB's vision, and they will look to make more gameplays happen. Speaking of gameplays, it's going to be the Ice Blast here on the Skywrath Mage as it gets hit by just about everything. And although there is a nice little silence, one more auto attack or just the dot tick will shatter him. Squishy Skywrath tries to do everything he can there, but
Dire's middle tower is
I
under
think even
attack.
if the Bane used the Glimmer to get in, that there's absolutely nothing to do in that situation. And he probably had to. Like, you need to deal a Bane that's just you. So either Fog of War, or more likely the Glimmer KP is to get in position. But that Midas still going to be doing work for the Night Stalker. Should be slightly delayed, but relatively effective Axe timing for him. If he gets to about 28 minutes, I would say that's close to the average timing. I haven't looked at the stats on it. Just that's the median, I would say. And yeah, he might get it maybe closer to 29 or 30 at the current rate, unless he finds a couple good kills. But they're gonna at least get the tower down bottom, as that will be sieged very quick. Ice Blast gonna come through, but only on the Lina. Doesn't seem to care too much. Bane here, glimmering around. Not much mana to work with. Has to that, and does TP cancel?
Radiant's middle
But
tower
right
is
now,
under
it's gonna be
attack.
Slaughter grabbing a DD rune and running for his life to try to help out bottom. If they want to fight bottom, they need a Slardar, that's for sure. And it looks like that's not going to happen. He's running. Radiant Vision sees the Slardar across the map. So if they're going to go, it would be pretty much now. But they're not going, so they won't take advantage of the fact that Beyond did not have the ability to finish that TP. I think he was the one to cancel it, so And the way he has reconvened with his allies right when they end up going in. Fabion's in a great position to go for the blink push. Only gets it on the Night Stalker. Not the best target. They'll put everything into the Night Stalker, and he'll say, so what? The BKB off to the Viper, but Laguna Blade out onto Shadow. Can they nuke him down? Nice Light Circle Ray, but they actually lose Queen of Pain. And now the Crush will be off the mark, but still, Shadow ticking low. Bottle sips. He's gonna be fine. So yeah, a really convincing fight for Wings. They do blow a lot on the Night Stalker early when he's not that important, but at the same time, the IB's intelligence heroes are so damn squishy. It turns out to be actually a pretty easy exchange to just pop a few spells, kill off both Quap and Skyrat as well. Whether or not IB are scouting this out, it doesn't matter. This is going to be going in favor of Wings. So yeah, I think the deal there was the BKB and the Viper. I was talking about how thick he was already, but you can't actually do anything to this guy during
Dire's
BKB.
top tower is under attack.
Just using the Yasha for kind of farming speed. He gets limited attack speed out of this Yasha. I don't think he's going to turn into Manta if he went for BKB. Ember Spirit, he's going for a straight BKB too. Oh, that shows how sad Ember Spirit is this game. 6,700 net worth. Doesn't seem too bad, but it really actually is atrocious. Shot gonna fail in mid, trying to come out of smoke and BOT in, but end of the day, they've got vision over the enemy territory. They're gonna maybe look to punish Ember one more time. They still have that smoke, even if they don't have a hook shot here. If they can just jump in, get silence into cogs, might still be favorable. But Shadow, keep his distance here. Very far away, and he'll just jump over to creeps. No! Oh, if there was a Yules, that would be a kill, but he's just gonna blink Laguna. Flame Guard's on cooldown for one more second. No, Lina misses the last hit. And Islam comes out. Now the Crush. Lina gonna be going down quickly. Well, she'll be back in 40 seconds. She will be back with only 4 Stone charges. Comboing up on Savior with her ultis will clean him up as well. And they didn't even get the bloody Ember Spirit. It was without Flame Guard, jump right into the midst of them, and they bring him down to 1 hit per death. But the Value Ogre Club does its job. Shadow survives. Jeez Louise, that is so frustrating for IB.
Radiant structures
Had control of the game early. They had great wards to set up for this kill for the past 7 minutes, looking for an opportunity like that. And then it just whiffs right on by them due to steering chains, canceling target priority. Oh gosh. What a disaster. And frozen ammunition from the Ancient Person's gonna be heading towards the opposition, but it will only go right by. They'll get vision of the Skywrath, and then he'll know to get the hell out of there just in time. KB finished on the Ember just because of that fight. He was nowhere near it before, but because he participated in those kills and maybe picked one up. I know he assisted. I know Bane got the kill on the Luna, but even still, Shadow suddenly BKB, and suddenly is no longer a target to take down. Force the BKB from Shadow, and then you immediately look to kill somebody else, because it's pointless to look at this no damage Ember Spirit that your Crimson Guard blocking and bother focusing him any longer. That'll change as like the Battle Fury or Daedalus comes through. Maybe even like maybe you don't go Battle Fury now, I don't know. I mean, it's still great for high ground defense, but it's not like you're going to be playing a farming game now that you're this far behind. Oh well. Maybe you go for Desolator, maybe you go for the Daedalus first, I don't know. Battle Fury in the end is still the best late game item, but he's looking to run a mid game build. Illusion. Anyways, Ember is no longer hero to kill for this out of IB, other than to stop him from farming. In terms of in the middle of fight, he does much damage, and he's way too tanky now when he pops BKB. So instead, I guess you focus on the Slaughter and the supports. The only ones that are really vulnerable right now is the Viper is in the same boat, and he did complete Manta Style, making him even tankier, as well as allowing him to split push.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Same time, tier 2 is going to be
Radiant's
dropping low here for the Dire side.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
They're all
top
converging
tower
here
is
towards
under attack.
the bottom. There's still an Aegis on the Viper. If
Dire's
only for
structures
one more
are
minute.
fortified.
Just gonna very happily go up to the top steps. There's really nothing to scare him now. Well, they will finish this tier 2
Dire's
tower.
top
They're immediately gonna have to
tower
run
has
home.
fallen.
He has
Radiant's bottom
BOTs, so that
tower
shouldn't be a
is under
problem,
attack.
but all the same. It's gonna be a nice little forced crush trying to catch Lena. She will get hit by the ice blast, but it's gonna be called. Big focus down here.
Radiant's
One more
bottom
hit will
tower
be
is under attack.
him shattering. And Viper, if he just gets back for the regen rune, they can definitely break this tier 3 tower, even look at the racks. So, they just popping in 20 seconds. Maybe they just push now. They got a couple of charges on the
Dire's top tower
and
is
they'll
under
just try to
attack.
put him up. Trying to fake it. Tier 2. Alright. Less ambitious than I'd like to see, but they're currently in control of the game, so I blame
Radiant's
them for
middle tower
taking a
is
more
under
conservative
attack.
approach. Viper is now topping net worth over the 2 intelligence heroes, but Shadow, without a BKB, could be vulnerable. He jumps through, but right to the open arms, and we know the Fiend's gonna follow Lena. It's huge as they ice blast her and lock her down. The Queen of Pain may blink out, but Lena will be shattering, suiciding with her bloodstone,
Radiant's
while they
middle
lose
tower
the
is
clockwork
under
as
attack.
well. They did kill the Slaughter, they didn't even kill the Ember, because he didn't have a BKB, but still the Viper that they have to worry about here. And he's gonna lose the urn. Looks like he isn't really confident from this position, so they're gonna back off for now. But they were looking for a much easier opening, and they just couldn't find it. At least they did win out the Aegis effectively and didn't lose more than quarters of the tier 3 tower. This should be enough time for Night Stalker to build up his Axe. I don't think we can push an end or even take a lane at Rax before this Axe is done, since the Midas is fueling it. So we're gonna see that pretty soon. Only 1400 gold off. Like I said, pretty far behind average for the Night Stalker, but he'll get there. For the 36-minute nighttime is when we're gonna be seeing that Aghanim's really help out. Hopefully at 35:10 if he times his darkness right. And that's when they can start taking the map back. Maybe buy a gem for him. It's a little dangerous because everybody is so easy to kill right now. But at the same time, you have to take those risks if you're going to take back the map. What is Ember going? Nothing conveyed just yet. Slaughter's going for yet another BKB. That's right, guys. We've got not 1, not 2, not 3. We're going to have 4 BKBs for the side of Wings. Just because the Skywrath is completely nullified by BKB. Currently the Lena as well. If she had an axe that she could pump through it, but in this case she's not been able to farm much more than just the Bloodstone BOTs and Blink. He has been quite a bit, 3, 4, and 9. And this Bane though, this guy is hella farmed. Bane is actually right now 5th in net worth, above the enemy clockwork. He has gotten Glimmer and BKB, he is 7, 2, and 7. He is feeling really good about himself. Time AA, just looking for a 4-staff, and he'll find it. Not bad against Clockwork, against Night Stalker. Even against the Scar's Mage is pretty solid. In the meantime, though, it seems like IB are kind of at a loss of what to do next. They really are just farming this Night Stalker and holding back until they can finish the Ags. They really don't have anything they can do in this game for the next 3 minutes. Atos on Skywrath Mage soon. I would say the VIP booster is a lot more important than the intelligence. He likes spam. He likes to use it arcane actively. So he's an ultimate glass cannon right now. If he gets the VIP booster, then he'll be a little bit better off, and maybe he can kite the Slider a little bit. Anyways, Hex does come out for the Queen of Pain on top of her Axe, so actually really solid. And the Clockwork is going to be looking towards an Ag of his own, so he's halfway there. This is going to give them a lot more lockdown than previously had, being able to Hex jump, the Ember, multiple hook shots to continue the chase, even Atos to targets down. That being said, we are going to be seeing a Lincoln Sphere pickup for Ember, just going for the most deep. Well, it could be Battle Fury still. Never mind, I won't pass judgment. Shadow is in a. He's going for the Battle Fury. Okay, so he's trying to go for the comeback. It's going to take a while, but he feels like the beak gives him enough this game, and I would tend to agree. Meantime, Viper looks for the MKB. would presume so. Daedalus isn't bad on their own, but maybe you get caught by a Crypt here. Your Manta and BKB's been used. I don't know. Ooh, we actually have a nice little play up top here. I actually really like the movement. If they could just get one little catch, Link Hex onto Shadow, they can absolutely combo it up. There he is. Use the slide. There's the pig, and that'd be an easy kill. That's a really nice move.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, IB. Zane Buster busts through Wing's backline. He finds himself a delay game. It's gonna be a tier 2 lost, but we're not under direct pressure here in mid. And Roshan gonna be spawning. Little will no, the Dire looks like will be patient enough. No, they actually won't see it. Beyond leaves the pit. And the Ice Blast I think soared right over, but the Rocket Flare for sure scouted it. So yeah, that was Dire and Radiant both saw the Rosh. But be able to make the move first was a real question. Green Pain has a level 16. So rank 3 ultimate. Shiva's on top. They have a lot more AoE than they did before. But I really feel it comes down to how they choose their engagement. Last time, I would say they had potential in the pit as well, but they got slaughtered because they just engaged it poorly and didn't have the right targets and focus. The way that Wings were able to segment it out was like 2 supports here, 1 brawler here, and then the cores, which ended up breaking out of the pit side. So they really were able to spread themselves out despite being caught in a choke point, and that means that it comes down to IB to prevent that and to get the better initiation. MKB finished for the Viper. Long-term build, just making sure that you don't get countered by Solar Crest and the like. Albert's pretty good against Viper too, though he still has 8 seconds left on his BKB. We'll see him just look for the smoke in. Rocket Flare going out now. Gonna be seeing it when the Rosh is just about 2 HP. So they'll get information. Whether or not they can use it is the real question. It looks like they're just too far away. They'll know about it, but the Viper just happy to go right up in his business. Take the Aegis while the Vayne takes the Slaughter. Will grab the Chiefs. And I think Wings look to end with this. After that, it gets a little bit dicey. I mean, yeah, they have the late game, but if you have so much control over the game like they do now, where the net worth and the experience is completely equal, and they have the better heroes to siege and push to the base, you don't want to risk and pick off like we saw on the Ember before, where you just get caught by the Hex. You don't want to let those opportunities come back and haunt you. So yeah, I say nice little Glimmer Cave trying to catch out the Queen of Pain, but no. It's away. Actually, now inside the Dire base. Do not see this. They probably won't see this. They just jump away. But yeah. You have a lot of good vision out though. You see that the Ancient Apparition, why? Not innocent, why? Is able to get some good wards out, Ice Ice as well. And even one that blocks the camp spawn. While they farm up their Battle Fury on the Ember. So yeah, I feel like Wings do want to at least take a lane of Rax with this Aegis. It really would cement their advantage. It would build them back into a position where the game becomes harder and harder to lose. Right now, it's still teetering on making sure the Ember doesn't get picked off by a Blink Hex. But if they take a Rax, and the creep momentum is constantly pushing against them, then it doesn't really matter what IB get themselves. That being said, the Night Stalker is moving about on the map. Actually going to see a nice blink away from the lane. Could have been much worse. They just get the Ancient Apparition. The Laguna Dragon Slave is not enough. Shiva as well. But yeah, so you've got a Night Stalker roaming around here. He's giving clear vision to his entire team. This is just Radiant Vision as he goes ahead and drops some wards down. And they're going to be looking to de-ward as much as possible. I will note that he just blocked his spawn. I'm not sure why, but maybe he just doesn't know the ward positions as well, or maybe he thinks that camp is just likely to be farmed up by Wings as by his own teams. Either at night, he sees all, and on the contrary, you look at Wings' vision, and it's pretty lacking. Due to darkness, darkness. They really don't see very far in front of them, even on a level playing field. And the Night Stalker should see everything but a smoke coming, and that makes Wings smokes that much more valuable. None in stock, one active, none on the courier. So this is their last smoke for quite some time. They have to make it count if they want to end this game soon. Ice Blast scouting things out. Could be a great play to jump on the lead up, but no, she doesn't get hit by the crush. Only the Ice Blast, and she's just fast enough to get beyond. Has Force Blink coming soon, but no, they'll just grab themselves with their own D ward with the gem that was purchased by Y. Alright, Viper. In a really good position just to wail on the tier 3 tower here. It's already been chipped at quite a bit. Philippine will try to force one TP back. I'm not sure how successful she'll be, because she obviously intends to force that TP and then blink into the tree line and TP back to fight a 5v4. And Wings has no intention of letting that happen. So she's going to slowly prod at this tower, but I think Wings are just going to force here on bottom. They're actually going to go for a crush initiation, but it's just kind of zoning them back. And they do end up TPing the Ember, but of course he has that remnant, so he can just jump back down bottom and almost notice. We're going to see Viper take a lot of damage, but doesn't even bother with the BKB here. Just goes ahead, soaks up some of it, maybe gets earned up a little, and then oh, no urn charges, so it'll be the Sonic Wave that brings Viper pretty low. But in the meantime, they've taken melee rack, the tier 3. They only lost their tier 2 in mid, saved their tier 3 up top. So Wings overall taking the first step towards victory, and I think they'll look to do one more thing with this Aegis before they go. So we'll look for a courier that brings in some healing salves, or Viper who just BOTs to the front lines. But speaking of last smokes for 2 minutes, this is the last smoke of LT. What they're going to plan to do is use darkness the second the smoke breaks, and this will give them all the vision they need to make the right call. So right now they're going to go in without darkness to not freak anybody out, to not surprise anybody, but they have sight set on Shadow, and they're going to pop darkness and go on him hard. But can they get the Hex? Because the BKB will nullify everything but this Sheepstick. They have to start with Hex. It's a good opportunity. They go in, they're going to pop it, but the 4-tap Glimmer from Ancient Apparition and Eyesight. They don't get the Fiend's Grip here, but they do get the kill on the Queen of Pain, and dashing the dreams of Ivy's comeback. Savior can't even get the hookshot away. He'll just be cleaned up here, and that's going to be 2 kills going against Buster. And that might just be a 2-0 for Wings in this match here, as they look to push in on the back of that. We are going to see darkness expire here in like 20 seconds. That point is daytime. Next 2. So Cole pretty unhappy about his current state, and of course Pain and Quirk dead in the grave. This should be a last thing Wings need to really break the base wide open. That being said, the cheese is still in the Slardar. Maybe give that to the Viper? Nah, he's got a Reaver. He's fine. He's tanky. And the Ember Spirit is cleaning up the lanes, all being able to
middle tower
BOTs. He doesn't have rats. And he's actually going to maybe solo? No, he very luckily dodges out the Light Strike Array and then heads up top to where his only remnant was. So he's not involved in this, but Lina is TPing back. And they'll just take that, say, okay, Clockwork, Queen Pain, you're back, you're taking tier 3 towers, now we're going to take it to tier 2, and there's really nothing you can do about it during the daytime, where you can't find that flanking vision. That is a surprise factor. Back-to-back smokes are pretty uncommon at this stage in the game because of just how scarce that resource becomes. The fact that they just got a smoke not even 2 minutes after their previous one may give them the opportunity to catch things off guard when nighttime hits, which we had. Well, he could just pop darkness now and that'd be fine. Oh, 15 seconds from now anyways. Oh, what a big pickup from Shadow though. This Lincoln's is actually dream crushing. Lincoln's Sphere makes it almost impossible for them to find the opening. Again, the only opening they really had was to blink, hex the Ember Spirit, and now that doesn't work. The Queen of Pain just buys a 4-staff right now, and that would be buying out her buyback. She's actually going for the Euls. It looks a refresher. Nah, she's gonna refresh. It's a better item, but and now they have absolutely no way of picking off this Ember Spirit, no matter what they do. and a long-awaited BKB comes out for Slaughter. I have no idea why Beyond just suddenly stopped farming, but he has the item that he needs. He doesn't really need anything else but a buyback to close out the game. In the meantime, we're seeing an Ancient Apparition go throughout a very long 44-minute game. Has been playing the 5 position and therefore is still working towards his Aghanims after his point booster. But interestingly enough, before him is Ice getting an Aghanims of his own. I have to say, it's probably the worst Aghanims in the game, other than the duration increase. Duration increase, 5 to 7 seconds, could be really great. Often isn't relevant, still something 5 seconds very quickly at late game, but the tricky part, the little interesting blip is this, like, nightmaring people auto-attack you. Essentially, it's just the same as a Ghost Scepter. I don't know. It means people won't attack you.
Boom! There it goes!
Whatever. It's not important. What is important is we're going to be seeing the long duration disable on this Clockwork, and they are going to take about 6 seconds to kill him. And the Viper is going to be fighting out against Lina, and Ice Blast will connect to shatter her next auto attack. Ice attacks are required first from the Lina, then from the Queen of Pain. If they're going to hold the line, they have to get some connect. Beyond's under tier 4, slowed heavily, but he has the cheese and he'll pop it now. Nice steering hands up to LT. This could be the death of the Sky rather good. No, he has a buyback and he's gonna have to use it as Beyond presses him down. But now that third buyback is gonna be the deciding factor. And they turn around after all has been said and done. All will go down on the front line. Night Stalker buying him back. This is their last reinforcement. They have only actually lost the Clockwork as a result of the buyback, but it doesn't matter, as they've only claimed 1 life in the process. GG is called. IB tap out. Wings will take a massive swing of golden experience, but most importantly, the conclusion of this game, 2-0 victory. Only 25-20 in 45 minutes, that's 1 kill a minute, not too exciting in that regard, but the tensions were high, and yeah, IB really were struggling to find their opening. That last pick, Ember Spirit, was still value for Shadow. He's very confident on that hero, even when he's being hunted. I mean, he was fine on the bottom lane, but whenever he rotated top, IB just started converging 3v1 on him over and over and over and over, and really tried to put pressure against him. And while it worked for a long time, because he just took so long to build up the BKB, after he had that, it only found like 1 or 2 picks on him, so he was able to stabilize. The Viper was able to dominate. The Viper actually had 600 GPM without Midas on this hero. That's really impressive. And at 45 minutes, with that kind of a GPM, is still very relevant. Where he does taper after like the hour mark, 45 minutes is still his stride. So with MKB, Heart, Mesa, BKB, and he's able to get the job done. Very, very nicely done from the Wings Gaming. That's going to wrap up a 2-0. A lot of their games seem really close. Like, they never have the most convincing of wins. They are also always able to get back from the brink. So, exciting stuff from Wings Gaming. Proud of them to pull it through. And we'll see what they can bring to the next stage. And I think that guarantees them the progression into 2. It's still an online stage, but... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong screen. Well, hi guys. Anyways, yeah, that's going to be wrapping up the second match for today, Wings versus Insane Bustard, leaving us with our third and final match, ESD versus ehome.l. So, these guys haven't been performing as well as they would like to throughout the group stage, so very important for either team to take this win and not end up in last place in their group. But we'll be seeing it in just a couple minutes as we are right on schedule. Thanks once again for tuning in here to the Beyond the Summit presentation of Starladder iLeague 13 China. We're going to be going into the next best of 2, and congrats to Wings Gaming for their 2-0 here. Again, I'm Blaze. You can follow me on